skateboarding contest. This is street league skateboarding. Putting it down, Ryan Sheckler. Welcome to the States, my man. Wow. Chaz Ortiz on top. Here comes Sean Malto. Perfect backside nose blunt slide. Rodriguez gets his first street league title. Nyjah Huston. In style with a kickflip backside nose blunt. This guy's an animal.
New York, New York, big city of dreams, the city that never sleeps. And if you can make it there, you can make it right next door to Newark, New Jersey, because we're at the Prudential Center on a championship Sunday for Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy, and it is championship time. Welcome inside. You can see the kids. They've been packed in here for hours watching practice, anticipating the history that is about to go down here at Street League. Hey everybody, I'm Soundmaster Kayla, joined by professional skateboarder and my longtime friend, Mr. Felix Arguelles. Man, we started off with 24 skaters at the beginning of the season. 8 now have the opportunity to call themselves a champion. You can't have this conversation without talking about the most dominant man in street skateboarding, Mr. Nyjah Huston.
Nyjah Huston has managed to win 6 out of the 10 Street League stops. He just has the most technical ability in the most critical environment. That kickflip backside nose blunt, there's a testament to his control.
Indeed, coming off that knee injury at the last stop, he looks healthy and he looks focused.
Now, Sean Malto, our 2011 champion, was able to stop him last year with this smooth, calculated approach, but Sean can get technical when needed. You saw that nose grind nollie flip, the nollie to front board. He's got what it takes, Al.
Indeed, and he makes it look way too easy. But carrying all the momentum coming into this championship is a great story in Paul Rodriguez. Mr. P-Rod wins X Games, comes in straight away, wins the next stop at Street League. He looks focused. Can he do it here today and get this championship?
Paul has been putting a lot of time on this course, and whether he's getting technical on the flat bars with moves like this frontside feeble grind, Navarro heel flip out, or just going huge like that switch backside tail slide, he has what it takes to walk out of this building our 2012 champion.
Indeed, it was an emotional moment. Everybody celebrating for Paul that he got that win, that long sought-after win. You know he'd like to do it again. But guess what? Those are not the only guys here. We mentioned there were 8. How about we meet all of them, huh? Here we are, 8 finalists, brought to you by Street League, the game powered by Superheat. Who's your pro? You met Nyjah, Paul, and Sean Malto. Don't count out the 30-year-old Chris Cole. He has been so close to the top, a couple of seconds and 3/3. He could win here. Chaz Ortiz, the 18-year-old from Chicago, Luan, Oliveira from Brazil, and Bastien Salabanzi, our lone rookie this season to make it to the final. And of course, he's just gonna leave it all on the course, Ryan Sheckler. Any one of these 8 men could win the championship, but here's what they need to do to get there. They need to tackle this 50 tons of concrete. What an amazing course. We start off with the run section.
In the run section, these guys are gonna have to put together most likely a flawless run. They got 45 seconds to do that. They're gonna take the best score, and we're gonna leave one of these skaters behind here in the run section.
And after they go through the oohs and ahs of the run section, it's on the best trick.
Best trick is really what Street League's all about. You're gonna see some really progressive skateboarding. They get to do the best trick anywhere in the course. We lose one skater. You just can't skate the big section, not just yet.
Well, that's why we save it for last, because it is the big section and you gotta leave it all out there.
The big section is the biggest ever. It's 12 feet long and huge drop.
That, friends, is our championship format. All it takes is 6 simple scores on this magic course, and we will crown a king of skateboarding. Rob Dyrdek, you really outdid yourself with this course for this championship, man.
Well, I mean, this is what it's all about. This is a championship. The reason I created it this way is so you have one day to skate your life on the line to become the champion. And I mean, these guys are ready. This big section is serious. Every one of these guys is so hungry. It's arguing to say these 8 guys are the best guys in all of skateboarding, period. And I'm already feeling the nerves in my gut. I know how they're feeling, but today we are going to crown a champion, and that's what makes this contest so amazing.
Indeed, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. You get the perspective from the commissioner. And here is the order of guys and how it will go down on this gold-accented championship course. Ryan Sheckler, the last man to sort of qualify in. He'll start last, followed by Salabanzi, Oliveira, Ortiz, Chris Cole, Sean Malto, Paul Rodriguez, and Nyjah Huston has the benefit of going last, and he preys on that. Look at the focus on the young man from San Clemente, Ryan Sheckler, 22 years of age. He has been putting it down all day in practice. He averages a 7.3 in the run section, so pay attention to that score at the end of this run section. We'll see whether or not he gets off to a good start.
Rob's wishing him some good luck there. Seems like Ryan's skating with some of his personal tunes on his headset right there. Starts off with a big bump to back tail slide. Coming in hot to the quarter pipe gap. Frontside ollie so effortlessly. Blazing through that nose grind. It's a great start. Oh!
Tell me about the nerves. First guy out, championship Sunday. I know it's Ryan.
Huge kickflip. He shipped those nerves right there, Sal, and cleaned up that run. I mean, it's a little chilly in here, Sal. There's a lot of eyeballs on you. What no one's mentioned yet, there's $200K on the line, too, buddy.
Hey, great point. Only $200,000.
That's a big suitcase.
That averages out to $33,333 and some change for each of those 6 scores we mentioned earlier.
Amazing. How'd you do that math?
It's called division on your iPhone, sir. Not a scientist, nor
See, I was a little bit more simple. I was saying it was 10,000 $20 bills.
Well, he shakes off the nerves. Sheckler, no doubt, will look to improve on his next run, but he gets a score of 7.8. A great score for him.
With Bastien sets it off with a
Big
half
story,
flip.
though. Bastien Salabanzi, our rookie. And you heard Rob all season saying this guy could easily be a champion this year.
Oh, the double backside flip gets away from him. His first event, he got a second place finish out. Thought he could have maybe nudged Nyjah. A bail cost him the win. Bastien's a contender here, Sal, for sure.
26 years of age from France.
Woo! Tab flip, one of Bastien's signature tricks. Ooh. Another signature trick right there we'll see a little later, the double backside flip.
It's great to see him back in the mix. Bastien, an early start at the age of 16 years of age, enjoying a second run. Well, the young man from Brazil, Luan Oliveira, his first final in Street League. And here he is in the run section.
Switch frontside tail slide 270.
Nice perspective from the DC follow cam.
That's that skateboarding video perspective right there. If you're ever wondering how that happens, you guys are actually skating behind each other with the camera.
Well, the monster winning formula for the run section, simple. Complete your entire 45-second run without missing a trick. That's the optimum. You got to be consistent. You can't play it too safe. And creativity always makes the judges smile.
Luan is always a contender. He's going to have a perfect run, though, I think, to actually make it through.
That score for the last run for Salabanzi at 4.6. Remember, we take the best score from their 2 runs. Chaz Ortiz, suddenly 18 years old, out of Chicago, one of the most consistent skateboarders in contests.
Oh, that back spin right looked like it got a little sticky, but he saved it. Nose blunt on the bank, transitional bank.
Average run score for Ortiz in this section, 7.1 this season.
Kickflip backside lip slide. Power move right there. Huge tray flip. Just finding a good flow here. Oh, huge 360 ollie over the grass patch. That's how you put a run together.
Somebody from Chicago came to party, and his name is Chaz Ortiz. Next up, Chris Cole from Langhorne, Pennsylvania, the oldest man in the field at 30 years of age, but arguably the man with the biggest bag of tricks. From tech to power, he has it all.
Oh, ollieing over the hubba to blunt slide on the other side. So creative.
And the score for Chaz Ortiz, an 8.4, puts him up in the first.
Chris Cole was one of the first people I seen on the course, Sal.
He told me that he was nursing a injury to the muscle just below his left calf, and it made his left hamstring sort of have to do more work. And then we saw him break a board in practice. So he's had some challenges here today, but he's looking really good.
He's a big guy, man. That nose blunt side on that rail, those are some big tricks. A lot of pressure coming down on that board and the calf. Chris picking up where he left off. Backside tail stall, backside flip out. Way to pick up where you left off. And a little bandit baton twirl. Old skateboarding video.
Our defending champion, Sean Malto from Leavenworth, Kansas City. He said he felt no pressure, just like he said, he's just like one of the other guys out here today trying to get the win. The score for Chris Cole, a 7.7 on his last run.
Sean starts off with his textbook Sean Malto signature over crib grind, but loses on a hard flip over this pyramid. He's gonna have to clean up this run. Good nose grind, trying to find his flow again. Step hop tail slide. There's that hard flip.
You talk about Sean Malto, and you talk about how good he makes the skateboarding look style-wise. What's the key to that?
I mean, I think it's just time on his board, some natural ability. Not everybody's blessed with style. He's been blessed twice.
Malto gets a score of 7.2. At the top of our show, we mentioned there was a man with some momentum, and there he is, Paul Rodriguez, a win at X Games, a win at our last stop of Street League. He'd like nothing more than to make it 3 in a row.
That face said it all right there when he rolled in. 360 flip, heading up to the big section quickly. Huge kick flip over that rail. A little tough on the landing there, loops out.
When he's on his game, what kind of advantage does that big bag of switch tricks that Paul has give him?
I mean, I think the fact that Paul's so ambidextrous, the judges definitely have to give him a couple extra points because he's actually skating switch stance, or, you know, kind of like a switch hitter in baseball. So I definitely had some difficulty. There you go, switch frontside blunt slide. Way to make up for those bails right there. It's been kind of a rocky start here, Sal.
Well, it's championship nerves. All these guys have spoken about it, that as we worked our way up to the start today, they were feeling the nerves and they want to channel it. Nyjah Huston told you, Felix, that this is the most important contest of his life. Here he is up here, a score of 7.2 for P-Rod on his last run.
Well, he sets it off with a kickflip front board. The run section is actually one of the stronger sections for Nyjah, if there is any weak areas. And he's really putting it together.
Indeed, Nyjah Huston, the only person to score in the 9 club on the run section in Street League history.
Nollie to front board. Now, traditional ollies off the tail, nollie's a nose ollie. So when you hear me say nollie, he's nollieing off the front end of his board. Big spin frontside, boardside to fakie. That rail's huge right there, Sal.
Rob Dyrdek said he put in some giant rails to try and balance out the field, but these guys have figured it out.
Nyjah and Sean Malto actually said those rails were his favorite part of the course.
And Nyjah Huston with an 8.2. We are through our first runs here. Chaz Ortiz is sitting in first, second runs when we come back. Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy, is brought to you by DC Shoes, progression since 1994. By Monster, Street League Skateboarding is fueled by Monster Energy. By Chevrolet, the official ride of Street League. And by Street League Skater Pro Toys. Go to streetleague.com to find out more, available September 1st. Welcome back. There you saw right there in the bottom half of your screen a shot of Little Wayne in the building. He's been at 2 of the 4 stops this year, along with this huge crowd here for our championship final here on this Sunday. And we are now in the critical section, the second runs in our run section. You see Chaz Ortiz safe in the lead, but pay attention to the bottom. You see Bastien Salabanzi and Luan Oliveira there at that bottom. We will lose one skater here in this run section. That's going to be the person with the lowest score. So right now, it's not necessarily about having the most points. It's about not getting eliminated.
It's scary to think we're going to lose somebody this quickly, Sal, but that's how it is in the finals.
Indeed it is. Ryan Sheckler had a bobble there on his first run, but still was able to put together something solid. You see that score he needs for the lead, an 8.5.
He's currently sitting in 3rd place. He starts off with that backside tail slide. Huge front side. He smacks at the tail. He's so comfortable. Nose grind powerfully through this run. There's that trade flip that got away from him last time.
In years past, Sheckler's been the guy to almost put too much pressure on himself.
Oh! Luan was kicked him off that kicker.
But when he uses it as fuel, look out.
He could definitely turn some nervous energy into power, Sal. Such a smooth backside Smith grind. Couple seconds left. And an overgrip grind on the bump to rail. Great run, Sal.
That is what Ryan Sheckler came to do. You saw a shot of his dad there in the crowd. His mom and brothers are here, and there it is, an 8.6.
Ryan Sheckler to the top.
Just like that, first place is his. That's what he came out here to do. Start early and start strong. The Frenchman, Bastien Salabanzi, what a great story he's been all season. Really somebody whose name you wouldn't have expected to be mentioned. But he said, don't count me out with his performances.
Starts off with that half cab flip and a little alley-oop nollie. Oh, the double backside flip gets away again. He's dangerously close to the bottom. He's going to have to clean up this run well if he wants to keep Luan Oliveira away. There you go. Double backside flip.
I like the way he went straight back to that trick.
This guy's a contest veteran here. Cab flip. Fakey to fakey 360 there with a flip.
Salabanzi sitting on that 4.6 right now. Luan Oliveira right behind him with that 3.7.
That's time. Luan has his work cut out for him. Could take a perfect run here if he wants to nudge Bastien out.
Well, Bastien did what he needed to do, even though he had that fall. You see, it looks like he's nursing a cramp there, but he gets a score of a 7.0. So he at least made it so that Luan will have to do some work. And what kind of pressure is Luan feeling now, as he knows, this is it, this is my elimination run.
It's definitely some pressure. He's a pretty carefree skater. The thing is, he skates at such a high technical level that if he's able to put a run together here, he could be at the top in a second, Sal.
From Porto Alegre, Brazil, discovered by Jeff Rowley. See him, nice little DC cam shot of him.
Starts off with a switch tail slide, a nollie quick grind. Frontside flip to disaster. Exactly what I was talking about, Sal. Just so technical. Frontside to switch crook in the middle is so much more difficult than over the end.
Luan Oliveira needs a 7.1 to advance.
Kick flip over the pyramid. Frontside blunt slide. That ledge is just over knee high. Frontside flip on the quarter pipe. I think he may be catching him, Sal.
I'm going to guess that he...
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Rob, how are you, sir? We were just commenting on Luan and the pressure that he knows with this elimination run, and he's really stepped his game up right here.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to land that perfect right there. It's going to be really tight. It's going to be heartbreaking for somebody here. And there you have it, man. It's cold out here, man. When you're at this level of competition and this much pressure, you got to put it down when it matters, man. And he's got the best hard flip in the game, and with that, he's eliminated.
Wow. Did not get the score. Felix,
So close.
What do you think it was?
Hard to tell, hard to tell. The double backside flip, Bastien did, the cab flip. I think the judges might have felt Luan leaned back a little bit and played it a little safer.
In that street league, you cannot play it safe or you go home. A great season for Luan, but we're on to Chaz Ortiz. Now with no elimination issues, it's just put down the biggest score you can.
Oh, the board gets away from him right there in the 360 shove.
Chaz sitting right behind Ryan Sheckler. As you see, Ryan Sheckler at the top, Ortiz right behind him with that 8.4.
Right now he's going through the motions. Probably going to keep that first run score unless there's a big change here towards the end of his run. Woo! Huge kickflip backside lip slide. Chaz is definitely one of the more technical skaters out here and extremely effortless as well. Oh, that nollie big spin was so huge. We'll see that one in best trick, maybe.
6 total scores will make you a champion. These guys are fighting to get that first solid one on the board.
Chaz gonna keep that first score.
Yeah, he'll stay with that 8.4. Here is Chris Cole. Struggled a little bit in his first one, but still managed to put up a decent score of that 7.7, where you wanna be in at least that mid-7 range as we move on here to stay in contention.
I could definitely see Chris better that score. Ollie's over the bun slide right there. So creative. Blind side drifting kickflip to fakie. Switch crook to 40s flowing here, Sal.
It's really impressive. I mean, between the injury that he talked about underneath his left calf and then having to set up that new board right before we went on air, you know, he had a really good board going. Smashed that thing like a twig.
A lot of pressure coming off that rail. Oh! Backside tail stall, backside flip out, gets away from him. Right at the buzzer. He's safe. We'll see that again. And a Miller flip. Yes! This guy's got a serious bag of tricks, Sal.
If you would have told me I was going to see a Miller flip on the quarter this morning, I would have laughed at you. But then you would have reminded me that Chris Cole was here. That's a beautiful thing. He'll stick with that first score of a 7.7. Up next, the defending champ, the quiet killer, Sean Malto.
Oh, misses the signature over crook grind there. Really strange. Beautiful 360 flip.
Now, even though Malto's in a position where he's safe, just as far as mindset is concerned, how important is it to just keep your run going and have a few tricks underneath you before you head into that best trick section?
I mean, you want to definitely stay loose, too. You don't want to walk off the course. You want to keep the juices flowing and stay in skate mode for that best trick section, because they're really going to have to turn it up right now. Trick here at Street League is you want to stay on the course as much as possible.
So Malto 2 will stick with that 7.2 from earlier. And up next will be Paul Rodriguez.
Paul Rodriguez is a perfectionist. He's going to want to nail this line just for himself, even though he's safe right now. Quick 360 flip and a backside tail slide and off to the big section.
Confidence-wise, to really pad your score and be up there in that 8-point range, what does that do for you?
I mean, moving into the best trick in the big section, you want to have all the confidence, you know, available. And that kickflip over the big rail is where he bailed in the first run, definitely putting Paul in a better headspace. Switch front one, it's stuck a little bit, and he still negotiated it off that ledge. That's how much control Paul has.
And that's one of those things that sets Paul apart from the rest of the field, the ability to do some of the most difficult tricks that guys do regular, switch.
Could be the most ambidextrous skateboarder ever.
It's time for Paul Wood. Put up put him up into that 8-point range. Indeed, it does. An 8.5 for Rodriguez, who is now in second place. Momentum is everything at Street League.
Best trick section is going to be a strong section for Paul. He's really creative. And now, here comes Nyjah. Kickflip from board to set it off.
Remember, I mentioned that Nyjah, the only skater in the entire Street League field to ever score in that 9 club in the run section.
With moves like that, kickflip backside lip slide, kickflip frontside board slide, just maintain such a high technical level. Back to 70 to lip slide.
Stop it. That was offensive.
He does not like being in the lower half of the leaderboard.
And this is why Nyjah Huston has been the most dominant man in competitive skateboarding for the last few years.
Oh, I think he might catch Sheckler. That was a strong finish right there with the big spin board slide to fakie.
Sheckler sitting on that 8.6. Woo, woo, woo.
There he is.
He called it. He said he does not like to be at the bottom, even if it means by 1/10 of a point.
Look at the control here, Sal. Perfect kickflip, catches it, places on the rail so gently. Kickflip backside lip slide. Textbook move for Nyjah Huston. Nobody climbs the leaderboard like him, Sal.
Indeed, but he is yet to win a championship. As it stands right now, he's almost there. Nyjah in first, followed by Sheckler, Rodriguez, Ortiz, Cole, Malto, and Salabanzi, and we say goodbye and a great season to Luan Oliveira. Next up, best trick. That's gonna be fun. A great opening run section here to start off this Championship Sunday. Well, let's take a look at our Monster Award so far, and when he needed to, he put himself where he needs to be at the top. Nyjah Huston gets an 8.7 with that pressure of being the last guy on the last run.
Amazing skateboarding right there. Kickflip front board, backside 270 lip slide. Ices it with that kickflip back lip, Sal.
The third member of our team, Erica Yeri, I believe, is with Ryan Sheckler. Erica?
Ryan, how much pressure do you feel out here knowing that there is a Street League championship on the line today?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's crazy. I really just want to get to this best trick section and then make it to the big section so I can just get it done with. This big section is so massive, and it's actually really hard to skate. So the quicker this contest is done, the better, I think, at this point.
Well, best of luck in the next 2 sections.
Thank you very much. Can't wait.
You saw the SC shout out for San Clemente, California. Sheckler in second place. Hey, coverage of Major League Baseball continues on ESPN. First tonight on baseball's biggest stage, Jason Hayward and the Braves travel to San Francisco to take on Buster Posey and the Giants at 8. Then tomorrow night at 8, Evan Longoria and the Rays visiting Adrian Beltre and the Rangers. SportsCenter will be shown in the Tampa Bay market. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Monday Night Baseball presented by USAA. Both games are available on ESPN3 and also live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. 1 score down, 5 to go. Best trick is next. Nyjah Huston, our leader. We'll see you when we come back. Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. Our championships, all the skaters and our whole crew staying in New York City, but then we take the short ride over here into Newark to the Prudential Center, which is being an amazing, amazing house for our Championship Sunday. Hey, don't miss the final Grand Slam event of the year. Defending champ Novak, no joke, Djokovic Roger Federer and Serena Williams, just some of the names sure to provide some late night drama here in New York City. The first round of the U.S. Open tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, primetime at the U.S. Open, presented by IBM at 7 on ESPN2, ESPN3, and also live on Watch ESPN. Lots going on in the city, but before we get to the Open, we got to crown a champion here. $200,000 on the line, and here is our order. We've said goodbye to Luan, Oliveira, and we'll say goodbye to another one in our best trick section here. Salabanzi, Malto, Cole, Ortiz, P-Rod, Sheckler, and Huston will be the order.
This is going to get really exciting right now. Best trick is so exciting. We have some history made on the course all the time. Looking forward to it.
Well, what's the monster winning formula? Simple. Try the most difficult and innovative tricks. Be mindful that you only have 5 attempts. It's really important. Save yourself, more important than anything, from joining Luan. No offense to Luan.
In the showers.
Just in the context of the elimination. Bastien Salabanzi, the rookie, Street League rookie. He dodged the bullet in the run section. Now he needs to really assert himself and put some points on the board here in best trick.
He threw on a headset too. I think he's putting on some preferred jams there.
Some smooth jazz?
I don't know. He's a Frenchman. You never know. It could be some French rap.
Well, it looks like he put it down. It was just a temporary inspiration. In best trick, 5 attempts, but 1 score. Just 1 score.
He starts to set it off, I think, with a double flip to front board.
So these guys really get to work their way up.
Sean Malto was talking to me about this right here. Oh, he does it first try. Frontside crooked grind, turns it over to backswing nose grind, comes out forwards again. 8.1, I've never seen that before.
Just like that, Malto. And take us through this.
So he's doing a frontside crooked grind. He twists it into a backswing nose grind and then turns it back forward again. So much control.
So you're saying that's hard?
Oh, yeah. Combination of some of Malto's strongest moves all in one.
And just like that, he moves into first. Someone who is dangerous in best trick because he's just got too many of them, Chris Cole.
Puts down a strong one right there. He's been doing it in his runs. He did it to establish a score, a frontside ollie over the ledge, and he blunt slides the other side.
So Chris Cole knows that's not going to be enough, but he's someone who likes to play the building block game, right?
Oh yeah, he's definitely safe now to take it to the next level.
Here's Chaz Ortiz.
Chaz, crooked grind, nollie flip out, so effortless. Definitely some insurance right there, Sal.
Just blows my mind that that trick is done so casually.
8.2. Chaz is on top.
You will see lots of lead changing in this section.
Crooked grinding effortlessly straight and through that corner. Nollie flipping out, lands so smooth.
He likes it. Next up, Paul Rodriguez. Currently in 6th place, as you can see on your scoreboard at the top of your screen. This is where it really works out for him when he breaks out the switchblade.
Yep. Nollie crooked grind. Nollie front foot flip out. First try. Wow, what else is Paul gonna try? Look at his face. Just lit this arena up with amazing amount of progression. 9.6.
Hey, 9 club, everybody. 9 club.
Incredible.
Why is that a 9.6?
So we have a nollie to crooked grind right out the bat. It's just harder. And then he nollie and front flip flips out. Sal, the only thing he could have possibly done to better that is flip into it at the beginning.
Well, you never know. He's still got 4 more attempts.
Hey, shoot for a 10.
Anything's possible. We could see the first 10 in Street League history. Carrying the momentum, and now Paul in first. Sheckler's got to follow that. This is what we knew we were going to get here in Street League at the championships.
Sheckler's coming in hot. He goes big for his best trick. Oh, huge cab flip. We're going to see that one right there. I seen it in practice.
I just saw Paul Rodriguez walk by us with the biggest sunshine smile. When he's got that smile in focus, look out. But right now, it's about Nyjah.
Nyjah coming in for this pyramid section. Oh, wow! Nollie 180 nose grind over the pyramid onto that rainbow rail. Woo. Man.
An 8.7 for Nyjah. Moves him in the second.
So he's doing a backside nollie here, 180, and he gets his front truck on there. Nollie 180 to backside nose grind. He has a little grimace in his face because he saw himself in second place. He's like, okay, Paul. I'll see you in the big section.
We saw Bastien on his first run look like he was going for a double flip board side. Let's see what he does.
Oh, he's getting there.
Remember, as we said at the beginning of Best Trick, 5 attempts, 1 score.
Sean Malto trying to outdo his first trick. Now Chris Cole has established himself with that ollie over to blunt slide. Let's see what he has next.
Here's Chris.
Oh, wow. If he meant that right there, it would be insane.
Coming to 50-50?
I believe he's doing the front side 270 ollie to switch back lip, but he got caught up in the switch stance backside Smith grind. Not even he has ever done that before. I don't even know if he's thought about it before.
Chaz Ortiz, you see what he needs for the lead, a 9.8.
Looks like he's trying to backside tail slide, backside 270 flip out. Stuff gets so complicated here in Best Trick, I get tongue-tied.
And remember, we're still only in the second attempts of our 5.
Oh, wow, Paul. Switch flip backside tail slide, trying to switch heel flip out.
That might take out the first trick.
I mean, my man's looking for a 10 in the Best Trick section.
We've never seen a 10 in Street League history. What better than Championship Sunday to get our first one? Here's Sheckler.
Oh, huge cab flip. Loses it a little bit on the landing.
You saw the head shake.
He's going to get a score for it, but he'll probably do it again.
Now, when he does it again, and he does it clean, do the judges hold it against him that he already had a partial make?
That's a good question. I believe they're looking for the best possible trick. I think they'll let it slide. Nyjah, Huston, hard flip backside 5-0 grind, and then try to shove it off the end. Everybody's really raising the bar here, Sal.
Well, this is what Street League is about. You know, from the very beginning, Rob said, I have to have a format where guys are forced to do the most difficult tricks they possibly can in a contest. Bastien Salabanzi does not want to be eliminated. He needs...
Oh, perfect! Perfect! Double flip front board to fakie. Yeah, that's why he's here. Captain Excitement.
And he's not afraid to play to the crowd. That French passion.
Oh, man.
An 8.7.
We got a shootout. We got a shootout in the Best Trick section.
He said, I'm not ready to go home. This is a DC flagship moment right here when he needed to. Boom!
Double kick flip, frontside board slide to fakie. Wow, Bastien Salabanzi.
Look at how he reacts to the crowd.
That's right.
Not afraid of some showmanship. He loves getting the crowd fired up. Remember, as you see right there, the only rookie, there were 6 rookies this season, the only one to make it here into this championship round. And now he's got Chris Cole sitting on the burner.
Sean Malto, frontside crooked ground and nollie flip out. Trying to get technical here in the Best Trick section.
We are in our 3rd attempts of 5 attempts. Remember, only 1 score counts for each guy. Chris Cole now sitting in that elimination spot. He's at risk.
There it is. You might as well name that one the Chris Cole too. Frontside 270 to switch backside lip slide. He's the only guy doing that trick. across the pyramid, down the rainbow rail. So gnarly. 9 club!
9 club! You see his wife, Red Cole, there? She's loving it. And just like that, another 9 club here in best trick. I love when you flash the 9 club logo. It just gets me excited.
So he's doing a frontside 360 ollie, but at the 270 point, if you could do all that math, he lands in a switch stance backside lip slide. He comes off faking.
Coming in blind as can be, and now he's smiling. And if you had any question as to whether or not these were the best guys, these are the 8 guys that deserve to be in the championship, look at the way they're stepping up to the plate in the moments that they need to. Chris saw himself in the bubble and said, I'm not staying here. Here's Chaz Ortiz.
So clutch. Chaz Ortiz, backside tail slide. Ooh, he had that one right there. He's doing a backside 270 kickflip out of the end of there.
How crazy is this?
Oh man, you get antsy, huh? Sheckler's on the bubble.
Yeah, I just realized, I just looked at the board and I'm like, oh no, Sheckler's at risk.
He was at the top a second ago.
Just a second ago.
That's how the leaderboard shuffles you gotta keep your eye on it. Ooh. Now Paul's trying to flip in and flip out, all switch. Really raising the bar right there.
Oh, he has that comfort. He did what he needed to. He's sitting in first place. Now he has the comfort to let loose. And again, Felix, we're only in the 3rd attempts.
Yep, Sheckler's got to go big here. Definitely wants to switch seats with Sean Malto.
Looks like he's sticking with the same trick.
Ooh, the cab flip got jammed up on him right there. Sometimes you pop too much and it gets caught up on your feet before you catch it correctly, and you just can't fix that when you're in the air.
Drama for days. Sheckler in that elimination spot. Will he change it up and go to a different trick? Here we are with Nyjah.
Nyjah looks like he was trying that hard flip to backside 5-0 grind again. Now he does that fairly simply, but he's trying to shove it out.
The 4th and 5th attempts are coming up. Best trick is not disappointing. Welcome back to the best trick section in our Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. Championship Sunday here, and there you see our crowd. They're going nuts. Here's our current standings. Paul Rodriguez in first. Pay attention to that bottom spot, Ryan Sheckler. We're going to lose one. Ryan Sheckler does not want to be that man before we go into the big section. All he needs to advance is a 6.8. For Ryan Sheckler, that's not that hard of a score to get. Does he try to do something in that mid-range, or does he stick with going big? We will see. Bastien Salabanzi just really put on a show for the crowd with that double flip front board side when he looked like when he was in the elimination spot. Here he is here in our 4th attempt of 5.
Going for a cab flip to front board. Bastien definitely knows how to get off the bubble, Sal.
Indeed. Remember, we take just 1 score out of these 5 attempts. Bastien currently sitting in 5th place. Up next, the 2012 defending champion, Sean Malto.
Sean Malto could use some insurance here because Sheckler could catch him fairly simply. Looking for a frontside crooked grind and nollie flip out.
It'll be interesting with just 1 run to go. If Sheckler has a make, Malto could be that guy in the bubble.
Wow. Some people call that one the blizzard flip. It's a backside 360 ollie with the kick flip. Chris Cole has one of the best ones in the game.
Chaz Ortiz needs a 9.8 for the lead.
Definitely looking for that backside tail slide. He wants a 270 and flip his board out. Really would like to see him make that. I want to see what it would be scored.
Here's your leader, Paul Rodriguez.
Ooh, switch flip backside tail slide, falls off the edge. He wanted to switch heel flip out of it. Definitely a tall order.
1 more attempt. We saw him waxing up that ledge.
All eyes on Sheckler.
Here's Sheckler, needs to get out of this spot.
Oh man, that one was a little bit worse than the other one that he did. So I don't think that one's getting scored. Yeah, he laid it out.
During the break, saw him make 2 in commercial. But when it counts, he's struggling. Nyjah Huston.
Hard flip to backside 5-0 grind gets away from him.
Now the funny thing with Nyjah, he's only in second place, but that for him it's like being on the bubble. Well, here we are, last attempts. These last tricks are going to make all the difference in the world. Look at the focus on the face of Salabanzi. He needs a 9.7 for the lead.
Fakey flip. Oh! Fakey to fakey. Kick flip, front board to fakey. Cab flip to fakey is what it's called. Wow.
You mentioned earlier that Sean Malto needs to put some pad on his score as Sheckler is right behind him on that bubble spot.
This is a big story right here. Frontside nose grind sticks at the end. He is now gonna sit and watch his destiny in Ryan Sheckler's hands.
That's crazy. Sheckler's responsible for himself and also for Malto. The defending champ could get knocked out. Here's Chris Cole.
Oh, huge backside 360 with the kick flip right there. The blizzard flip gets caught up on his feet. He's sitting in third place. He's not too worried about that. And Sheckler has moved to the other side of the course. I wonder if he's got something else in mind.
Well, he knows all he needs is a 6.8. Here's Chaz.
Chaz gets a little bit closer, but not enough. He's sitting in fourth place. He's okay.
If you would have, I wouldn't have thought we would have had this much drama going into the big section. But I guess I forgot it was Championship Sunday.
Oh, Paul with the switch flip backside tail slide. The crowd loves it, but Paul wanted to switch heel flip out of that. 7.2.
Okay, here we go. Ryan Sheckler.
Would he have it any way else, Sal?
No, this is what he lives for. He needs a 6.8. The trick he's been going for would probably be in at least that 8 or more range. He's moved to the other side, so he's got something else planned. Malto's future in his hands. Sheckler's future's in his hands. Here it is.
Oh, man, historically, he's one of the most clutch skateboarders ever. Backside flip on an angle over that rail. Is it enough? We've lost our champion.
The defending champ, Sean Malto, heading home with a smile. A great season for him. But Ryan Sheckler proving once again, don't count me out. I can be clutch when I need to be, and this is another DC Pro Tour flagship moment.
Ryan comes in so fast from the middle kicker, kick flips over the other two ramps and the rail flawlessly. Ryan Sheckler backside flip is like nobody else's.
And that's why he went to the well. Said, I'm gonna have to pull out my big gun, the one that I know shoots straight. This is not going to be easy. Whoever stands up at the top of this podium at the end of the night, holding up that $200,000 check, will have earned it. Here's Nyjah.
Oh, looking for the back 270 to nose blunt. Didn't have to go that hard right there, Sal, but
he only knows one way.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. What an incredible big section. Sean Malto, our defending champion, knocked out, joining Luan Oliveira. And there now we have 6 left heading into the big section. P-Rod in the lead, followed by Nyjah, Chris Cole, Sheckler, Chaz Ortiz, and Bastien, don't call me a rookie, I'm supposed to be here, Salabanzi.
We are ensured a new champion, Sal.
And Erica Yeri is with our leader.
Paul, what's going through your mind knowing that there is only one section that is standing between you and your first Street League championship?
I'm not even thinking that far ahead. At this point, I'm just focused on one trick at a time. One is still, even though there's only 6 attempts left, in this position, it feels like forever left. So I'm just keeping my calm and trying to go one trick at a time and just see what happens.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whether or not Paul wins, he's a champion.
Indeed.
Amazing.
That kind of focus. Well, here's our Monster Energy Award for the best trick section.
Nollie crooked grind, late flip out. Just kick flips out with his front foot. Incredible.
Ryan Sheckler loves it. Hey guys, coverage of Major League Baseball continues on ESPN tonight. On baseball's biggest stage, Jason Hayward and the Braves traveling to Frisco to take on Buster Posey and the Giants at 8. Then tomorrow night at 8, Evan Longoria and the Rays visiting Adrian Beltre and the Rangers. Sports Center will be shown in the Tampa market. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Monday Night Baseball presented by USAA. Both games you can watch on ESPN3, WatchESPN.com, and the Watch ESPN app. That's baseball. We are still talking skateboarding. The championship will be decided in the big section. 6 men won it, only 1 will make it to the top. Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. And you can see here the work that has gone into our championship course. 50 tons of concrete, 5 truckloads, and amazing work by Joe C. and our crew. Hey, don't miss the final Grand Slam event of the year. The defending champ, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, and Serena Williams are some of the names that will be providing drama in New York City. The first round of the U.S. Open tomorrow at 1 Eastern, primetime at the U.S. Open, presented by IBM, and 7 on ESPN2, ESPN3, and also live on Watch ESPN. Well, you see the crowd fired up. We're giving away free stuff during the break. And they need to stand up and just get the blood flowing after the drama that we saw in Best Trick. Our defending champion, Sean Malto, is on the sidelines right now. Our rookie, Bastien Salabanzi, is in the final for the big section, and P-Rod's in the lead. Your thoughts, Felix?
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be one on the rail, if it's going to be one on the kicker, or if it's going to be one on the ledge. I'm sure Rob has an opinion about it, though.
Indeed, Rob, with this massive triple set that you built and these rails that I know you put in for optimum difficulty, how do you think it's going to go down here in the big section?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. This is what it all comes down to, is this big section. It's going to be a full-fledged battle. I mean, every one of these guys wants to win it. They're all so close in points, and it's going to come down to who can do the 4 absolute hardest tricks on this very dangerous big section. Ryan Sheckler just told me every time he bails, he hates this thing because it's killing his feet. But I told him, 20 more minutes and you could be hoisting up a championship trophy. I can't wait to see how it goes down.
Way to put it in perspective, Commissioner. And an interesting point that Rob made for me earlier today before we came on the air. No one has ever won an event, championship or not, on the last trick, making the last trick. We'll see if that happens today.
Real exciting.
P-Rod is in first place, followed by Nyjah Huston, Chris Cole, Sheckler, Ortiz, and the rookie, Bastien Salabanzi. 6 attempts, 4 scores count. Here is the winning formula for Monster. Go as big as you can. You can't hold back. You gotta land the 4 biggest tricks and put it all out on the line. That's the difference between placing and holding up a trophy and $200,000 and driving away in the car. But clearly there's nothing at stake here, Felix. It's just an average championship.
This is the biggest moment in skateboarding history right here, Sal. Year after year, the Street League just proves to raise the bar in skateboarding.
And what a great story that we see with Bastien Salabanzi, a kid who a few years ago, some people had written off and thought that his young career was over. I mean, he was a big star instantly at 16, went through some hard times in his life, regained his focus, and here he is competing on the biggest stage, and he's with the final 6. He's got just as big a chance as anyone to be able to win this thing.
He said just being this group of skateboarders was an honor. Well, now he's looking for the top spot.
Oh, Bastien will be first, followed by Chaz, Sheckler, Chris, Nyjah, and Paul.
Oh. Looking for a backside flip, going the hard way, a longer rotation over that rail all the way to the bottom.
You heard the impact there. He's nursing 2 double heel bruises, so he's not feeling good right now. Chaz.
Way to set it off. Chaz Ortiz with the kickflip frontside board slide.
And that's a trick you and I were talking about earlier. It's just become a standard for these kids.
Definitely a standard for skaters of this caliber.
Top 4 scores out of the 6 attempts for each guy are going to count.
But But you have to note, just like Chaz, Sheckler puts one down, and you have to have 4 scores here, so they're smart starting off with some makes and just raising the bar from there.
Ortiz got a 6.2 and hasn't had himself in the lead right up until Sheckler there with that 6.7.
Chris Cole starts off with the blunt slide.
And he's a real math technician in the big section.
Having to make 4 tricks and making your first trick really opens up the field for how difficult you could go on your next attempts.
Here's Nyjah.
Kickflip backside lip slide. These guys are just the best, Sal. Everybody's starting off with a make.
Casual on a not casual rail.
Huge rail, 7.0. He jumps up to the lead, Sal.
Paul Rodriguez. Here's leader.
Switch backside 5-0 grind. Absorbs that impact.
And a 7.5.
Paul Rodriguez,
Paul
right to the
Rodriguez
top.
back to the lead. Nyjah Huston still in second. And that's
Bastien going
Bastien.
big. Shout out to the crowd.
He loves firing up that crowd. You see what he needed for a lead.
8.1.
10, but he'll take that 8.1 all day. And that puts him in 3rd place. Next up, Chaz Ortiz.
Chaz Ortiz started off with the kickflip frontside board slide. He's headed to the other rail now. Tray flip, the triple set. That's at least a 12-foot gap, and he cleared it by like 2 feet.
And you saw that great DC cam perspective from the bottom of the stairs there.
And we have Chaz Ortiz on top right now, Sal.
All he needed was a 2.9. He'll take a 6.8. Now he's in the lead. This leaderboard is going to slide up and down through this whole big section.
Huge frontside half cab flip. Sal, neither one of these guys have ever won a street league. They're both making a run for the championship right now. This is incredible.
Needed a 6.0, gets an 8.9. Sheckler back out on top.
The leaderboard's on fire, Sal. Frontside half cab flip. So perfect. Ryan loves those kickers right there.
He does. He loves hitting it off that bump. He says, every time I get in the air, I'm petrified.
He told me he counts to 2 while he's in the air. That one, he looked like he counted to 3 maybe. He was in there forever.
Chris Cole needs a 9.1. He's capable of it.
See where he's heading. It looks like he's heading for the out ledge again. Frontside, blunt side. He's got 2 makes, Sal. Solid strategist.
First score he had was a 6.6. Excuse me. Yeah, 6.6, and now a 7.7. So he's steadily moving up there.
Moves him into 2nd place. Nyjah Huston, nollie to frontside nose slide. Gets a 2nd make on there. Don't sleep on Nyjah. He's known to climb that leaderboard.
7.4 for Nyjah, not enough for first. This is not common Nyjah territory. He likes the comfort of being out front. This means we could find ourselves coming down to the last trick.
It's a street league shootout. Paul, switch crooked grind. Man's just running the whole big section switch.
That'll be a 7.1 and a little bit more, a 7.3. Paul Rodriguez back now into 1st place.
He's looking real comfortable up there.
2 attempts down, 4 more to go. P-Rod is your leader. We're crowning the king today, guys. Stay with us. Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. On top of the $200,000, the trophy, the prestige, the winner of today's championship will drive away in this Chevy. Maybe if they're lucky, Rob will put a roll cage in there for them and they can try and kickflip it. Not sure. But here we are. Here's your current standings. P-Rod still holding on to first, looking for that first championship, followed by Sheckler. Huston is not used to being in third. Chris Cole, Chaz Ortiz, and the rookie Bastien Salabanzi. And here we go with 4 more attempts. Felix, it is anyone's game. We've watched this leaderboard just topple back and forth like a bad game of dominoes.
We only have 1 bail so far in the big section, Sal. These guys are doing it right now.
Well, the best score that Salabanzi has had this season in the big section, a 9.2. That's what he needs right now.
Huge half-cab flip. Look at the smile on his face. Is this a 9?
Win the crowd.
8.3.
Win the event. Not enough. Did you think that might have been more?
He moved into the 3rd place spot. That's hard, Sal. Fakey at that kicker and then drifting over that ledge. That's a tough trick right there. Kickflip backside lip slide. Chaz Ortiz going out shooting right now.
Each attempt so critical. Remember, Chaz Ortiz gets a 7.1.
Right to the top.
He's doing the smart math, knows what he needs. Here's Ryan Sheckler.
Huge hard flip, gets away from Sheckler. That's going to create a little space right there in the leaderboard, Sal.
And this is where 1 or 2 misses and you're suddenly out of the conversation.
That's only our 2nd bail here. These guys are really skating consistent in this big section.
Here's Chris.
Switch trigger grinder forwards, not as clean of a landing as he would have wanted to have right there. That's going to make a little bit of space as well, Sal.
Well, didn't need much. It puts him in 2nd place. Nyjah Huston needs a 5.0 to get back into first.
Kickflip frontside nose slide.
Saw him make 2 of those during the commercial. Obviously, he had plans.
Definitely one of the most difficult tricks done on this rail so far.
He's back where he likes to be, in the lead for Nyjah Huston. Paul Rodriguez needs a 7.4 to get back in the first, where he was so comfortable just a second ago.
Now, he was saying he was looking at this big section 1 trick at a time. And there's the switch flip over the rail. He skated the entire big section switch, Sal.
They're going blow for blow out here. Rodriguez says, Huston, nah.
Back
up to the top with an 8.4. Bastien getting a little bit of coaching there from Sheckler. He needs a 9.3 for the lead. Again, he got a 9.2 this season in the big section.
Where's he heading, Sal? Is he heading to the rail or is he heading to the kicker?
I'm guessing he's gonna have to head to the kicker.
I'm calling the rail.
All right.
Captain Excitement, anything goes here. Let's see what he's got.
Here it is.
Oh, double backside flip over the triple set.
That's the 2nd bail for Salabanzi. These next 2 scores for him,
he has to
critical. He has to make. Here's Chaz Ortiz. He needs a 4.7.
Oh, he was flawless so far. He has 2 more tries.
With the first bail for him.
Every try counts here towards the end. Sal's leaderboard so critical.
Sheckler needing an 8.8.
Backside Smith grind. Backside 180 out. That drop is so huge you would never tell by how easily Sheckler lands that.
7.9, and Sheckler moves himself into 2nd place. Rob, this leaderboard going back and forth here as we see Chris Cole on standby needing a 5.9.
I mean, these guys want it so bad. They are going trick for trick. This is definitely coming down to the final tricks here. Oh, another one, man. These guys will not stop. This leaderboard is back and forth. I mean, even Nyjah Huston at his strongest right now has moved all the way down to 4th. This is unbelievable. Chris Cole in the lead. We got ourselves a championship.
Oh, man.
Indeed, we have a game. We said early on, it did not look like it was going to be easy. Whoever hoists this trophy at the end of the day deserves it. Here he is,
Nyjah Huston, backside 270 lip slide. Taking a couple steps up the leaderboard.
All he needed was a 3.5. He'll get that and a little bit more. And 8.3.
Right to the top.
And he's back to first place. Of note, Nyjah has not missed a trick. So solid here in the big section. Here's P-Rod.
Oh, huge switch frontside heel flip. Gets a little bit of wheel bite on the landing, and it pitches him off his board.
His first bail. First bail after 3 in a row. Chaz Ortiz coming up next. I'm exhausted, man, and we still got...
Oh, man, this is so critical.
2 more attempts. Bastien. He needs to make a move right here.
He tried a double backside flip over the triple set. Giving it another try here, I believe. Oh, man, he makes it. He kind of crumbles. I don't think that one's going to count.
And that being his third bail, that is going to take him out of the championship conversation. But what a great, great season for him nonetheless.
Chaz Ortiz, kickflip board slide.
Is it a 7-0? 6.6 for Chaz, so he is in third. Huston, Cole, Ortiz, 1, 2, and 3. Sheckler needs an 8.1.
Oh, the hard flip gets a little bit in front of him. He's sitting in 5th place right now.
And that's the second bail for Sheckler. So on his last attempt, without a shadow of a doubt, he needs a make. Chris Cole was in the lead for a hot second, needs a 9.2 now.
Switch tailside, flew so far off the end of that ledge, saw that drop is so high. He's in second place right now.
6.7 for Cole in second. Huston has not missed a trick this whole time, and this is where he's going to apply the pressure.
It's showtime for Nyjah. He's safe right now. Let's see what he's going to do. Nollie heel backside lip slide. Just pulling him out of the bag of tricks out. I haven't seen him try that all weekend long.
His first miss. You can see the frustration. He had an opportunity to really open up the gap. It's going to come down to the last trick.
Now, Paul has 2 shots to catch him. This switch frontside heel will definitely be more than a 7.3, and that's all he needs for the lead. He just needs to make this. Pops it a little too high, Sal. Hucked it a little too far.
Here we are. Final attempts. This is it. At the end of these 5 attempts, 6 attempts, we are going to have a champion. Bastien Salabanzi, the best he can do is 4th.
Oh, cab flip, he kind of lands a firecrackers at last there. Amazing showing for Bastien Salabanzi.
This season in Street League for Bastien is going to be a career changer for him. Mark my words. Chaz Ortiz needs to drop that low score of a 6.2. He needs a 9.1 for second.
He needs to go big here, Sal. Chaz could do it. He's gonna have to pull it out right now. Oh, what a huge backside flip off that kicker, but is it a 9.1?
A 7.8 for Chaz. And for now, he's on the podium in third. Ryan Sheckler needs an 8.1 for the lead.
Oh, and the hard flip gets away from him.
Remember what Rob told me earlier, no one has won Street League by making their last trick. Nyjah Huston is currently in the lead. Are these guys going to let him have it, or is someone going to give him a challenge? Chris Cole needs this 9.1.
Can we win the championship on the last trick? Oh, he just falls back on this switch 180 to crook.
This is craziness.
That would have been so huge right there.
It's coming down to Nyjah and Paul Rodriguez.
This seems to have been the story all year long, Sal.
Here we go again. Nyjah Huston needs to replace that low score of a 7.0.
Look at them both standing in respective corners on the deck.
Paul Rodriguez is on one side, as you can see on the far end, right in the eye line of Nyjah. He knows he's there, he knows he's next, but needs to focus right now on this trick.
Oh, Nyjah, cab back lip to fake, he washes out.
Paul Rodriguez needs a 7.3 to be the 2012 Street League champion.
If Paul Rodriguez makes this switch frontside heel, this arena will blow up, Sal.
A 7.3. No one has ever won the championship before on the last trick. Can Paul be the first? Here we go. History in the making. 2 men left standing. P-Rod versus Nyjah. And history stays the same. Paul unable to make the last trick.
And Nyjah Huston's our new 2012 champion.
And the reign of dominance as the most dominant skater on the planet right now continues.
It's all love right there.
You see that mutual admiration, and there Nyjah's mom showing the love. What an exciting finish. Nyjah Huston in first, followed by Cole, Ortiz, Rodriguez, Sheckler, Salabanzi, Malto, and Luan. This 2012 season, unbelievable. We'll be back to hand out checks, trophies, and cars when we come back. Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy, is brought to you by Monster. Street League Skateboarding is fueled by Monster Energy. By DC Shoes, progression since 1994. By Chevrolet, the official ride of Street League. And by Street League Skater Pro Toys. Go to streetleague.com to find out more. Available September 1st. It was a championship Sunday for the ages, and now we give away the hardware. Throw it down to the commissioner, Rob Dyrdek.
Here we have it, man. An insane ending to a contest. Our winner of the Monster Energy Award, the guy who had this thing right at the edge, but did seriously one of the most innovative tricks ever done in the history of a skateboarding contest. Let's give it up for Paul Rodriguez. How'd you feel out there on that final trick?
I was so grateful to be in that moment. There's nothing like it. That's what I live for. God bless Nyjah. Congrats.
Paul Rodriguez. This man is the most gifted contest skater of all time. He's won, this is his 7th event that he has won at Street League, but last year he was not the champion. Tell the people what it feels like to be the champion.
It feels awesome and it feels right, you know? After what happened last year was so wrong, to put it simply, you know, to win the first 3 and then to unfortunately not be able to take home the championship. So that was all my motivation to make it happen this year. And that was honestly the best battle I've ever had in my whole life. Paul Rodriguez put that pressure on me, and I just couldn't be happier. But I'm almost disappointed in myself for making myself put that much pressure on me. Because I did mess up on those last 2 tricks and gave Paul a lot of chance to make it happen. But yeah, congrats to Paul. He did an awesome job, and that was the best contest ever.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this man has won $200,000. He has won a beautiful gold watch and ring filled with diamonds, a Chevy Sonic. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2012 Street League Skateboarding champion, the one and only Nyjah Huston. Man, lift that trophy up, man. Give it up for this kid.
The only thing that eluded him was the championship, and he got it. Nyjah Huston is the man. Hey, go to streetleague.com for Chevy Overdrive for Sal Masekela and Felix Arguelles. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next season.